That will be the syllabus of your half yearly examination. And so you have to give all the exams. Don't miss the exam half yearly. Because Sunday exam online, number of you doesn't give the exams, but don't miss half yearly exam. Now you have to make a revision copy and write down the questions which I am giving you and prepare the answer of these questions as a very important question for the half yearly examination. Now the first chapter, that was the French Revolution. We will start from here. Start writing the 5 marks question because one question will be there for 5 marks question. All right, so 5 marks question will be there. First write down, describe the circumstances leading, describe, make your revision copy, a separate copy will be there, thin copy for revision copy. Write all the questions there. Expected questions coming in the board exams or because in 9th class, yes, Sahil? Did you say something? Describe the circumstances leading to the outbreak of, describe the circumstances leading to the outbreak of revolutionary protest in France. Here you will write the causes of the French Revolution.
Ma'am, question repeat.
Ma'am, repeat the question, ma'am.
Describe the circumstances. Describe the circumstances leading to the outbreak of revolutionary protests in France. I think most of you have prepared this answer. What were the causes of the French Revolution? Is anyone haven't written this answer? Haven't prepared the answer in their notes copy? I think I had given you in the very beginning only to prepare the answer. Yes, Sahil, you have done it. Very good. Now, write the next question. Which group of French society, which group of French society benefited from the revolution? If I will give you this question in one sentence, what will your answer? Which class was benefited by the French Revolution? Can you answer? Anyone?
Ma'am, middle.
Ma'am,
third estate.
Yes, the third estate, Kritya. Who said the third estate, Shreyasri or Kritya?
Ma'am, Shreyashi.
Oh, very good. Give yourself 1 mark. Those who will answer, give yourself 1 mark.
मैम क्वेश्चन एक बार रिपीट कर दीजिए ना.
Yes. Now question I am giving you. Sahil, put your mic off. Which group of French society benefited from the revolution? Give a question mark there. Second, in the same question, write which group were forced to relinquish power, give up power. Then the first state and the second state were asked to give up their power. You will write.
Ma'am, which group were forced to?
Forced to relinquish means give up. R-E-L-I-N Q-U-I-S-H, relinquish power. Then you will write here, the first and the second state were asked to give up their power. Third, in the same question, write which section of society would have been would have been disappointed? Which section of the society would have been disappointed with the outbreak of the revolution? Which section of the society would have been disappointed with the outcome of the revolution? Here you will write the poorer section of the society. Poorer section of the society, the women means the third state, last category, which was made by the slave, begar laborers, bonded laborers. That class was disappointed because they didn't give any rights. For example, right to vote was not given to them. Now third, write it. And this question you will give a double tick. Very important question. Describe the legacy of, ये हमेशा देखना 9th क्लास के बोर्ड में दे देता है, इसलिए इस क्वेश्चन को एकदम बढ़िया से प्रिपेयर करके रखना. Describe the legacy of French Revolution. Describe the legacy. 5 marks question I am giving you, all 5 marks question. Describe the legacy of the French Revolution for the people of world during 19th and 20th century. Describe the legacy of the French Revolution for the people of the world during the 19th and the 20th century. Means, legacy means what had it left behind, what we have, consequences of the result of the French Revolution, we have to write here. All right.
मैम एक बार क्वेश्चन रिपीट कर दीजिए.
Question, third question. Describe the legacy of LEGACY. Describe the legacy of the French Revolution for the people of the world. Bracket में लिखो effect during 19th and 20th century. During 19th and 20th century. Will you write the answer? Or may I give the answer in the snap homework?
मैम give the answer.
Ma'am, please
No,
give
मैम
the
लिख
answer.
लेंगे.
अभी लिखोगे?
नहीं मैम अभी टाइम वेस्ट हो जाएगा मैम, अभी आप क्वेश्चन लिखवा लीजिए.
अभी हम क्वेश्चंस दे रहे हैं जिसका तुम लोग प्रिपेयर करोगे. कुछ क्वेश्चंस का आंसर हम दे देंगे. जैसे एक क्वेश्चन का देंगे कॉजेस ऑफ द फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन, और एक जो अभी थर्ड क्वेश्चन लिखवा है उसका आंसर हम देंगे. नॉट ऑल द क्वेश्चन. You prepare your answer.
Okay, ma'am.
But some question I will give you. Now write down the fourth 5-mark question. Draw up a list. Draw a list of democratic rights. Draw a list of democratic rights which origin, whose origin, not which, whose origin could be traced, whose origin could be traced to the French Revolution. Draw up a list of democratic rights whose origin would be traced, T-R-A-C-E-D, traced to the French Revolution. This is also very important question. All right. How would you explain? How would you explain the rise of Napoleon? ये जितना question दिए, it is very important question. May come any one question from here. 5 marks question.
मैम rise of
Napoleon Bonaparte. Rise of Napoleon Bonaparte. Now, I am giving you MCQ type question because there will be an MCQ. All right. Now, write also and give the answer also. And those who will give answer, put in your copy 1 marks. All right. Give a date today and write MCQ answer. Give 1 marks to yourself. I am also writing, so no fake thing will be done. Now the first question which I am giving you, listen carefully. Who was the king of France at the time of French Revolution? I am giving you the option. Napoleon Bonaparte, Louis XVI, Tsar Nicholas I, or Louis XV?
Louis
Louis
16.
Louis 16.
Louis 16, ma'am.
Louis
16,
16.
give yourself 1 marks.
Louis 16.
Yes. What was livre? A unit of currency in France, a tax levied by the church, a group of privileged people, a tax to be paid directly to the state.
A currency
unit
of
of
France.
Yes,
A currency.
Vaishnavi, first answer.
Unit of
given by
currency.
Ma'am, first one, a unit
Vaishnavi,
of currency in France.
a unit
Unit
of
of currency.
France. Now, third question. What was tally known as? Indirect tax, direct tax, agriculture produce, or extreme poverty?
A direct tax.
Direct tax to the
Direct
state.
Direct
tax.
tax.
Seriously, direct
State.
tax. Who constituted the third state? Philosophers and authors, clergy and nobility, peasants and artisans, literate men and women.
Peasants and artisans.
Yes,
Peasants and
peasants and the
Artisan.
artisans. Shreyashi, whose name is associated with the pamphlet called What is the Third State? I'm giving you the
Abhisek.
Yes, Vaishnavi, Abhisei is the correct answer. Now see the option. Mirabeau, John Locke, Montesquieu, and Abhisei. Mirabeau and Abhisei, both name is there. Both name is there. But what is third state is written by Abhisei. Pamphlet was made by Abhisei. So Abhisei is correct answer. Now next, 8th question. What did Bastille symbolize as? Military strength of France,
Despotic power.
humanity, despotic rule of Louis XVI, or Louis XVI's Cowardice Act?
Despotic power.
Yes, Vaishnavi, the despotic rule of Louis XVI. Give yourself marks, 1 marks. When was Bastille destroyed? 14th July 1789, 14th July 1798, 2nd July 1789, 5th August 1879.
17 July
14 July
1789. 14 July 1789.
Yes, 14th July 1789. She give yourself 1 mark. What was the main objective of the Constitution of 1791? First, to dethrone the king, to limit the power of the clergy and the nobility, to limit the powers of the king, to make king more powerful.
To limit the power of the king.
Yes, Srishti Rai, give yourself 1 marks. Now, next question. Who were active citizens? They were entitled to vote. They were not entitled to vote. They were entitled to protest. They were entitled to accumulate wealth. What will
They
be
were
the...
entitled to vote.
to vote.
Yes, Srishti Rai, they
Entitled to
were
vote.
entitled to vote. Come on fast, all of you. Now, 12th question. What was spectre? Symbol. Symbol of strength, symbol of eternity, symbol of deep knowledge, symbol of royal power.
Symbol
Symbol
of
of
royal
royal
power.
power.
Yes,
Lord.
Abhishek, give yourself 1 marks. Symbol of royal power. What was the national color of France? White, red, purple. blue, red, black, blue, white, red, red, yellow, green.
Blue, white,
Blue,
red.
white,
Blue,
red.
white, red.
Yes, Abhishek, give yourself 1 marks. By whom was Phrygian cap worn and on what occasion? By a man on becoming a slave, by a slave on becoming free, by a
By
slave
a slave
on
on becoming
becoming
free.
victorious, and by a soldier in accepting defeat.
By a
By a
slave on
slave,
becoming
slave
free.
Yes,
Ma'am, free.
Abhishek has given the first answer by a slave on becoming free. When I was reading the question, he has given that time only. What was Marseillaise? A slogan, a type of hat, a patriotic song, a romantic song.
A type
Patriotic
of
song.
ad.
Yes,
Patriotic.
Srishti Rai given the first answer, a patriotic song. When was France declared republic? On 21st September 1792, on 21st May 1792, on 21st September 1793, on 5th August 1793.
21 September 1792.
Yes,
21 Jan.
Vaishnavi given the correct answer and first answer. Whose name is associated with the reign of terror? Robespierre, Mirabeau, Shubham. Given the answer, Napoleon Bonaparte or Dr. Guillotine. He has given the answer Shubham of 9I, roll number 6. That is the Maximilien Robespierre. Which right was given to the French woman in 1946? Now, right to hold political office, right to get education, right to divorce, and right to vote.
Ma'am,
Right to
all.
vote.
Yes, Vaishnavi
Right to
given
vote.
the first answer, right to vote. Which among the following was not introduced by Napoleon Bonaparte? Not introduced. So listen carefully. A uniform system of weight and measures he had introduced, a law for the protection of private property, decimal system, and slavery.
Slavery.
Yes, Srishti Rai, slavery. He didn't introduce, he has cut off.
Reintroduced.
Yes, reintroduced, but later. Right short answer type. Now 2 marks question I am giving you. If you able to answer in 1 word, you can answer. Otherwise, write down the question. Upon whose succession in 1774, Louis XVI found an empty treasury? What was the reason behind the financial crisis in France? Mention one reason. Upon his succession in 1774, Louis XVI found an empty treasury. What were the reason behind the empty treasury or financial crisis in France? Give one reason. Yes,
Regulating the financial condition of
Waste
France.
money on what?
yes,
Longer
wasted
term
money on Tarish, wasted money on long years of war. Write down the answer. Wasted money on long years of war. Now, second question. French society in the 18th century was divided into how many estates?
3 states.
Three.
Yes,
states.
53 estates. Now, name them.
Clergy,
First
nobility, and third state.
One at a time. First estate,
Ma'am, first
Clergy, nobility.
estate, third estate.
Clergy, nobility, and third state.
clergy. Second state,
Nobility.
Nobility.
third estate, divide into 3 parts. Big businessmen, merchants, peasants, artisans, laborers, and landless laborers, etc. Slaves also. Now come to the third question. The members of which state had to pay the taxes?
Third state.
Third state.
Yes, Shreyashi, the third state had to pay the taxes. Now, you have to write in or answer in one sentence. What was tithe? What was tithe?
Ma'am,
Write
tax.
down the question.
Tax.
Tax which was laid by the church
Levied by
Yes,
from the
church
peasants.
comprising
It
1/10
was a
of
tax
agriculture produce.
levied by the church. Is it? 1/10 of the agricultural produce. Write down the fifth question. What led to the rapid increase in demand of food grains in 1789? Rapid
As population is
Ma'am,
Yes,
because
Tanish, please
France
write. Yes, Tanish has given the first
28 million.
answer.
Ma'am, repeat the question.
Population of France rose. That is the correct answer. Tanish, take yourself 1 mark. What led to a rapid increase in the demand for food grains in 1789? Now come to the next question. Mention 2 characteristics of middle class who emerged in the 18th century. First you will write down the question. Mention 2 characteristics of middle class who emerged in the 18th century. First point you will write they were educated, and second point you will write they believed that no group in society should be privileged by birth. Now next question, write it. Who wrote True Treatise of Government? Who wrote the Two Treaties of Government?
John Locke.
Yes, Reshi. John Locke wrote the book known as True Treatise of Government. Next question. Who wrote The Spirit of Laws? Who wrote?
Montesquieu.
Yes, Montesquieu. Sheshi has given the answer. Montesquieu wrote The Spirit of Laws. Third, what was Estates General? What was Estates General? Ankit,
State General is a political body
Yes,
through
Is a political body.
let
Estates
Tanish is answering. Let him
represented.
answer. Yes, it was a political body and was controlled by the French monarch. Write down. The States General was a political body and was controlled by the French monarch, who was denied entry to the Assembly of the States General called by Louis XVI on 5th May 1789. Write down the answer. The peasants, artisans, and women. The peasants, artisans, and women were denied entry to the Assembly of the Third Estate.
Ma'am,
What
question,
did?
ma'am, is Louis.
Question. Who were denied entry to the Assembly of the States General called by Louis XVI on 5th May 1789.
Ma'am, women and young children.
Peasants, artisans, women were denied to entry in the Assembly of Estates General. Now, this is also very important. What did first write down the question. What did the representative of the third estate what did the representative of the third estate demanded in the assembly of Estates General? Answer लिख लो
Ma'am,
fast.
They
third estate
demanded
के बाद
one vote for each individual.
One man.
Yes.
One
yes.
vote.
They demanded that voting be conducted by the assembly as a whole. It was related with the voting.
Ma'am, question.
I'm repeating. What did the representatives of the third estates, demanded in the assembly of the Estates General? And the answer will be, they demanded that voting be conducted by the assembly, as a whole, where each member would have one vote. Each member would have one vote. My all recording will be on YouTube. प्रीत प्रियदर्शनी करके देख लेना, टाइटल में सारा तुमको उसमें क्वेश्चन सब मिल जाएगा.
मैम किए थे नहीं आया था.
आएगा क्यों
मैम
नहीं
किए थे नहीं
आएगा?
आया था.
अभी तक हम
मैम आप इसका लिंक एक बार मैम व्हाट्सएप पे भेज दीजिएगा ना मैम, तो खुल जाएगा मैम.
व्हाट्सएप पे नहीं भेजेंगे, स्नैप फॉरवर्ड पर भेजेंगे.
Okay.
Now next write. What happened when Louis XVI rejected the proposal of the third estate? What happened?
मैम दे
The
मूव
members
आउट.
of third state walked out of
Protest.
assembly in protest.
Yes, they walk out of the assembly on protest. Yes, Shrishti, given the correct answer. Answer question, write it. Those who haven't written. What happened when Louis XVI rejected the proposal of the third estate? Answer will be, when Louis XVI rejected their proposal, the member of the third estate walked out of the assembly on protest. Answer में just लिखो, walked out from assembly on protest. Now come to the next question. What was the main objective of National Assembly? What was the main objective of National Assembly? Answer, write it. To limit.
To draft a constitution and limit the power of monarch.
Yes. First you will write to limit the power of monarch, and second you will write to draft the constitution. There will be two, but if it is asking about one main, then you will write to limit the power of the monarch. All right. Main point.
Ma'am, repeat the question, ma'am.
What was the main objective of National Assembly? What was the main objective of National Assembly? What the answer of all of you? Next, write it. Who were entitled to vote? Who were entitled to vote?
All men
Under the
above
Constitution.
25 years of age and equal to the 3
Yes.
days of laborer wage are entitled to vote.
Yes, very good. Give yourself 1 marks. Who were entitled to vote under the Constitution of 1791? Answer will be only men above 25 years of age. Answer, write it. Or if it is in your book, mark it. Only men above 25 years of age. Second point करके लिखो. Those who paid taxes equal to at least 3 days of their labor wages, they were entitled to vote, and they were known by which type of citizen?
Active citizens.
Active citizen.
And those who were not entitled to vote, they were
Inactive.
passive.
Passive
Citizens.
citizen.
They were known as
हाँ मैम वही पासिव
वही कैसे हो जाएगा? Inactive लिखोगे तो number कट जाएगा. Passive you have to write. It means inactive, but you have to go according to the particular word because it is 1 mark. So exact word should be there. All right, spelling should be correct. Whenever you write 1 marks or 2 marks question, try to see that your spelling should be correct. If you write the correct answer, that you have to command, you have a command on your English language. All right. So whenever you write correct spelling. Now, next question. Why were images and symbols used in 18th century France? Why were images and symbols used in 18th century France?
Because a few people could read and write at that time in France.
Because most of the people were not able to read and write. So images were frequently used instead of printed books to communicate important ideas. Can you answer, all of you, or you want to write the answer? What do
मैम
you
लिख ही
think?
लेते हैं मैम लिख ही लेते हैं
देखो, the majority of men and women. Now listen, class 9, tomorrow this chapter only, or do you want to do Russian Revolution? I've given multiple choice question. I've given you 5 marks question, but most of the 2, 3, 5 marks question is left. Tomorrow, prepare yourself for Russian Revolution. All right. Prepare that
Rest
chapter.
question जो कि snap
ओके
पे डाल दीजिए.
मैम
Yes.
मैम लिंक डाल दीजिएगा स्नैप पे
This इस chapter
यस
का
मैम दिस वीडियो
अच्छा ठीक
नो मैम जो आप वीडियो बना रही हैं
अच्छा ठीक है.
आज
Now,
का.
why were images and symbols used in 18th century France? Write down the answer fast. The majority of men and women in 18th century France could not read and write. Could not read and write के नीचे underline करो. यही main answer है. Could not read and write. So now conclude that. So images and symbols were frequently used instead of printed words to communicate important ideas. Now next question, right? What idea did the law tablet convey?
इंस्टेड ऑफ क्या बोली
Saurav? Yes, Saurav?
मैम इंस्टेड ऑफ के बाद क्या बोली
Instead of printed words to communicate important ideas. Now write the next. What idea did the law tablet convey? What idea?
The law is same for all and all are equal
Law is
before it.
equal and all are equal before it.
Yes, the law is same for all and all are equal before it. You can write the answer then. Come to the next question. Who were the members of the Jacobin clubs? This answer is exact.